Hello fellow humans. Today we're going to look at some mass accelerators to explore Newton's laws of motion a bit more and just have a bit of fun. These are very simple. There are a few different options you could use. I've been making some catapults. This one is just made with a simple cardboard triangle, some chopsticks, and for power on this one I'm actually using a piece of rubber glove. If you cut off the bottom of the glove here, that will actually give you quite a strong rubber band. It gives a lot of spring. So this is a simple springing catapult that will launch my mass some distance. I find that these little balls of tinfoil work really well. They're not too heavy, not too dangerous, and they fly nicely. Importantly, they're also easy to make the same mass. Now, just quickly for safety, obviously do not launch projectiles at any person, animal, or anything fragile. I'll show you my shooting gallery in a second. So that's one version. A couple of tips on here. So I've used chopsticks for the arm. They're nice and strong and they'll take the forces. Inside the cardboard box you can see here, I've actually put some chopsticks in that help to reinforce. And I do that just by cutting a notch in the top, pushing it down, and then sliding the chopstick through. So that's one version. There are lots of ways you can make catapults though. I have another one here that I've made which is just a similar kind of triangle. This time I actually pushed a skewer through the corrugation, the cardboard there, which gives a really nice pivot point. And this one you just push down to launch. And you can also make catapults that use the springy nature of different materials. This is a bunch of skewers, and it's just secured in there with some chopsticks and string. And this relies on the spring in those plant fibers to really launch things. Now, I've got another kind that is super easy to make, and they're actually quite fun. And that's these little balloon-based mass accelerators. This is just the top of a bottle with a balloon on it. I've made one here with a tube and a balloon. You can also use a tube, a smaller tube. Another thing I've found that works really well is the finger of a rubber glove. So we take that off. I've got the top of a bottle here. Just tape that on. And that will work really well. So all of these contain similar elements. There's something that stores energy. In this case, elastic potential. In the case of the one that you push down with your finger, it's actually chemical potential energy in your muscles that you release. There we go. Very, very simple. Here's a little ball of tinfoil. In the bottom, pull it out, and that will launch really well. Now, in terms of safe shooting, I've set up some targets. So I've made myself a little coronavirus target and some other little ones as well to shoot at. And here's my shooting gallery. It's a box. I've put it on an angle here, so if things did hit the back, they would be deflected downwards. But I've got a tea towel hanging here that's just taped in. What this means is that things that hit this will generally put the energy into the tea towel and fall down without bouncing back too much. So I'm going to put my little targets into my shooting gallery. Oops. Oh, And then I can launch things at them. You can have some fun with your family. Just like all motion, this works with Newton's principles. We're looking at the mass, the force, and the acceleration. The mass is the bit of tinfoil. The force is applied by the elastic potential energy in this case, and it will accelerate. There we go. That's it. Nice and easy. And there are lots of ways you can adjust the variables to experiment with those laws. Thank you very much.